Hey everybody, Chad, nobody else's auto. See this little van behind me? Yep, I didn't buy the van, but I bought everything in it. So it's jam-packed full of bumpers that were re-chromed decades ago, wrapped up, stuck inside this van, put into storage. No idea what's in here, but I wanted to give you a sneak peek before we dig this thing out. Now, you can see by the size of this tree that is directly behind the back doors, where the back doors won't even open, how long this thing has been in here. It's really grown up and it's pretty thick. But you can see the size of that tree is almost half the width of the van. So let's get back around here and try to peek inside of this thing. And we can see this thing is packed all the way to the top with old re-chromed bumpers. They're all still wrapped up, just like they've been in here for decades. So this was going to be kind of fun and interesting. Stay tuned. We'll bring you more as we start digging these things out. But it's going to be kind of a surprise, kind of a treasure hunt, because I don't even know what's in there. But we're going to find out. Stay tuned. Well, they got the little van dug out of the trees for me. So let's see what's in here. It's going to be kind of interesting. Like I said, I think these have been in here close to 40 years. The yard that these came out of crushed out in the late 80s, and these were stuck in here. So let's check these bumpers out and see what we got. I'm just going to load them up right now, start hauling them to another building I've got where I can lay them out, sort them out, and see what is actually in here, because I have zero idea what I bought. Yeah, I think we got them all. The wind has been kind of nice. It's keeping the dust moving. Obviously, I'd pull the bumper out, wind blow the dust that way, then I could pick everything up and load it. Got them all out of here, taking them back to a building. I filled my Colorado 2.5 times with bumpers. So let's get this last batch in, get them unloaded, and see what we've got. Well, all the bumpers are out of the van, back here at another warehouse, unloaded, laid out by make, and I've got an inventory list put together on them. Now, miraculously, almost every one of these was marked. There's a few of them, the markings are kind of tough to read. I need to clean it a little better. So there's a few I'm not sure on, but almost all of these actually were marked. So that is huge, obviously. 3 or 4 used ones, 1 new old stock one, and the rest of this pretty much, I believe, is all re-chrome stuff. There's still some newspapers on some of this stuff. Maybe we can find some dates on them. Mid-60s. Actually, there's one 1960 Pontiac bumper. Other than that, most of this is mid-60s up to mid-70s is kind of the era. There's 1 or 2 that get up into the early 80s, and like I said, the one 1960, but the bulk of this stuff is mid-60s and mid-70s. All re-chromes that were done back in that era. So these came out of an old salvage yard that closed in the mid-80s. I remember when they crushed this yard out. I was still pretty young. Dad did buy a few cars out of there. Another guy bought these, put them in that van, and that's where they've been since the mid-80s. Probably 86, maybe 87, somewhere in that vicinity. So, these were done, some of these were probably done close to 50 years ago, and they've been tucked in that van for the last 40 years almost. So anyway, we'll take a quick look at them here laid out. Like I said, I've got an inventory list. I'll put that list on the end. If you've got any questions about one of them, just give me a shout, and let's take a look at what we found. So like I said, I've got them laid out by make. Starting with Ford right here. Mopar over in this corner. Over on this side, a few of the others. There's a couple miscellaneous. There's that Subaru Brat, Fiat. Couple of AMC bumpers. And the GM stuff. So like I said, most of this is marked. I've got an inventory list. Let's take kind of a quick look at a few of these. And let's see if we can date some of them by some of the old papers that are still left on some of these. But most of them, this one here standing up kind of gives us an idea. We can see right on the back, 64 Fairlane front. Almost every one of these is marked on the back of the bumper. So like I said, there's a few of them that are kind of tough to read, but by and large, to get 60 some pieces and have identification on almost all of them is a huge help to get this stuff sorted out and get them to the guys that need them. Now here in this Ford section that we're looking at right now, there's kind of some cool stuff. Obviously the 64 Fairlane, there's a 63 Fairlane bumper, 72 to 76 Ranchero rear, 67 and 72 station wagons, 70 to 72 Lincoln center front, some things like that. 73 Torino station wagon. So kind of some interesting stuff. Early 70, 71, 72 era full-size Ford. So kind of a mishmash of stuff from that, like I said, mid-60s to mid-70s era stuff. So some of these old newspapers, like I said, I don't know if we can find much on any of these, but we'll check and see. Most of them are just shreds hanging on here still. What do we got here? May of 73. So these were, probably done in, May of 73, end of 73 and 74. something like that when they were using some of these newspapers to wrap these things up, because that's what they did. They'd wrap them up in paper and ship them. And these were, you know, replated, and the salvage yard was buying them and keeping them on hand as inventory for when somebody needed one. They had one there ready to go. There's that's a 70 to 72 Lincoln front center. Check this out. Look at these old ads. What do we got here? Sears big dollar buys. I don't know if we can get a year on this or not. Let's see. The Wichita Eagle, but we don't have an actual date. Addie, we should check out those clothes. Oh yeah. So we don't have a date, but the fashion there pretty much guarantees us that we are definitely in the 70s right now, checking this stuff out. Maintenance-free battery, $23.99 exchange. So, there's the group of Ford stuff. Ooh, classifieds. Classifieds. What do we got in the classifieds? We are upside down. Let's check out the classifieds real quick. Let's see if this one will slide out. All right, classifieds. There's the Volkswagen dealer, Buick dealer, Chrysler. Obviously not much left of this stuff. We got to kind of take what we can get. Ooh, Plymouth. What's in the Plymouth section? Oh, check this out. 1970 Superbird. 440 V8 automatic air. $2,800. 70 GTX 440 3-speed automatic. Mickey tires, $2,300. 68 Barracuda with a 6-cylinder. 69 Roadrunner with a 4-speed. That's pretty cool. $2,800 for a Superbird. Anything else cool in here? Pontiac 66 GTO 4-speed. '66 GTO, high performance. Krager with Goodyear polyglass, $900. '69 Mach 1, $1,900. The newspapers are almost as cool as the bumpers. 390 Galaxy. Some cool stuff in there for sure. Oh, but we better keep checking out bumpers. Mopar stuff, large selection of Mopar stuff. Lots of early 70s stuff in here. And like I said, these are marked on the back, like we saw on the Ford. 70 Fury wagon rear. Pretty much what we see on most of these as well. Let's see, what do we got in these papers here real quick? See anything on here? Here we go. The Atlantic Department Store gift sale. Oh, look at that. Color TV. Here is December 5th, 1970. So that one was done in probably 71, I bet. See if we can see what this is. 65 Fury rear that was, near as we can tell, probably re-chromed and wrapped up in 1971. So a good batch of Mopar stuff as well. Let's swing over here. Like I said, this one's not marked. That one's Subaru Brat and the other one's a Fiat. So kind of some different stuff there. AMC stuff. Some late 60s stuff. A couple of American bumpers, I think. Some classic bumpers. Oh, I think this one set is Matador. I think that pair was actually Matador, believe it or not. GM stuff. You know, some of these were actually marked here. 73 with a V. I'm gonna guess that maybe a 73 Vega. It's a smaller bumper, so I'm wondering if that's like maybe 73 Vega. That one was a 68 Bonneville, 60 Pontiac front. Newell stock in the GM wrapper. That was also marked as well. I believe it was 66 Cadillac center rear. I think it was a 66. There's one S10 front. That's the newest thing I found. So probably like an 81 or 82 S10. Some Buick stuff. I think that's a 76 LeSabre rear. Some early 70s Buick stuff like 71, 72. What's this paper? There's a big chunk laying here. Let's see what we got here. Funnies. Sealy mattress. Any dates on any of this stuff? It's kind of somewhat intact. I'd think we could find a date here. See how long this one's been wrapped up. Well, maybe not. All that stuff here, you'd think we could find something on it. It's kind of coming apart intact, so. I believe that's like a 72 LeSabre rear bumper, maybe. There it is, the Daily Oklahoma, December of 73. Empty gas pumps could greet late Yule shoppers. So December of 73, and like I said, I think this is a 72 LeSabre rear. So there again, that bumper was probably a year or two old, came off of a car that was dinged up in an accident, was repaired, straightened, re-chromed, and has been wrapped up for over 50 years. I believe that's like a 74 or 5 Malibu, 70 Tempest. Pair of 73 Chevy rears, a set of 69 Chevy rears. That narrow one right there is actually a 70 Chevy full-size front upper bar. So a lot of cool stuff in here. Like I said, this stuff's been in storage. I doubt any of it's going to be 100-point perfect show quality at this point. But there's a lot of stuff in here that's going to clean up really nice. And it's going to work great on a lot of people's projects. Plus, checking out the old newspapers was kind of fun too. But it really gives you an idea how long these bumpers have been in dry storage. And we look at them, and most of the stuff is going to clean up. It's going to take a little bit of polishing, but there's going to be some scratches, maybe a little surface rust here and there. But realistically, when we look, you know, kind of close at some of this stuff, it's going to look pretty decent cleaned up. Some of these old station wagon bumpers are definitely kind of some odd pieces. But overall, when we really look at this stuff, I think there'll be a lot of nice stuff out of here that is going to absolutely be driver quality and look great on a lot of cars. Well, there you have it. Quite a saga and a lot of work to get these things here. But some cool stuff. Like I said, I will get the inventory list put together. I'll attach to the end of the video here. And if you got any questions, as always, give me a shout. The only way to have a conversation is give me a call so we're on the same page as to know exactly what you need for your project car. Year, make, model, body style, parts you need, things like that. So give me a short phone call is the only way to really do that. Messaging, texting, none of that stuff ever works. Just give me a call. It's the easiest way to do it. So I hope you enjoyed the bumper dig out party, if that's what you want to call it, and found some cool stuff. And like I said, the newspapers were kind of cool also. But like I said, got any questions, give me a shout. If you like this old stuff, you like digging this stuff out of old buildings, out of pastures, things like that, be sure to check out the channel, Nobody's Show. It's about all we do on here, old car stuff. It's about all I know to talk about, so that's what we do. So I hope you enjoyed it. Check out some of the other videos. Click that subscribe button. Start hanging out with us regularly. Check out some of our live stuff. We have a lot of fun on here. You don't want to miss any of it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there with us as we dug all these old bumpers out of that old van. And stay tuned. We got a lot more cool stuff coming up. Thanks for watching, everybody. We sure hope to see you soon on the next video.